Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new video on the Mystic Wolfie. And today's video, get out of the room, get out of the room. 1 minute. Move. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah. So where were we? Yeah, in this video, we will be breaking down episode 3 of the Boo-ond Spirts. For God's sake, why? Oh, I didn't close the door, man. Sake. Would it be shown on camera? Yeah, here he is. Scratch my arm, man. What? He ain't used to this room. You don't settle down in this room. As you can see, he tried to escape. This is Lucky. No, he is not Tuxdeo cat. There's only one Tuxdeo cat, and that is right here. His name is Lucky. I found him actually 2 years ago. He's 2 years old, and we found him at the abandoned shed. You know, and there was a whole litter there, but we couldn't see them. He came out at the last minute, and my mother saw him, and yeah, say hello to the camera. Hello to the camera. No, don't escape. He needs to make his mind up. Yeah, we didn't settle it here, so yeah, we found him in his shed, and just happened we found him on the floor there. He had stuff in his eyes, and he was pretty much on the way out. He was gonna die. We saved him, and he's been here ever since. So yeah, he's a lucky cat, and that's why it's called Lucky. So in this video, I'm going to break down episode 3 of the Boo-ond Spirts Series Mini Series. I broke down episode 2, so please check that out in the link description below. And yeah, this one was fun. So in this video, we're going to break down the takes that we did, how many times we had to do it roughly, and just a little bit behind the scenes. So I'll be speaking about what happened and stuff. So yeah, sit back and enjoy the show. Alright, I'm really excited for this, guys. Let's do this. So it's about pushing 4 minutes, so it's a bit longer than last. Yeah, I really had fun with this one. Let's give it a shot. Thorns going on. Here we go.
Come on, Jeremiah. I don't have to go over this again. Must have just ate something off. It was a gross coincidence at best. And I'll just drop it.
Hello, I am Spencer, and I am on the scene of a homicide. So stay watching, because this is going to be the craziest video yet. Let's go! So, as you can see, we are heading to the crime scene. I love my job. Fresh crime scene.
Okay. We've got some things to break down, guys. Let's go. So yeah, you know, it's really surprising sometimes when you do a short thing like this, or a film or animation. You don't realise how much work goes into every second of every minute of every hour of content that you make. And also, there's quite a few things to unpack there. So first things first, before we filmed episode 3, I had to meet him, and it's quite a far bit from town, so where I live. So I had to walk there. It took around half an hour to walk there. I don't mind it. I got lost, not once, not twice, but 3 times. I got lost 3 times on Google Maps because the map kept rotating on the phone. So every time I thought I was going the right way, I wasn't, because the map would rotate with me. It's either the map's fault or my fault. I think it's a bit of both. I think both to blame there. But in the end, I started matching up the roads with the shapes and stuff along with the map, and seeing, okay, that road looks like that road, it curves around, that one doesn't, that one stops. So eventually I found my way around and found him, which was good. So then we've got the tape. So I'll show that now. We got the caution tape. So this tape, I had to buy it, but he got it, so we could do the episode. And there was some good stuff in there. The shop we went to, there were decent, some like little figures in there for Halloween, and some really cool his sort of style figures, which I thought were kind of cool. Yeah, some really cool stuff in there, and one of them was the caution tape. Along with, there were two other tapes as well. I think it was danger tape, it was caution tape, and then there was the standard Halloween theme tape as well in there. So we used the caution tape for the crime scene coming up, and that was cool. And then we went back, we got set up, we went to the location, and then we're heading to the Hexthorpe, the BMX track area, the hills area. So went over the bridge, but coming up to the bridge, we actually, that first take, when he introduces himself again in the character, that was a second take. The first take was on the pavement, but I couldn't keep up with him. So, and there was also a lot of noise, so it wasn't good really. So we did it again. That was a perfected one anyway. It was brilliant take, first time as well, that one. Then on the actual bridge crossing the railway was the first take as well, and it suggested, okay, let's get a good view of the tracks. You know, I thought that's a good idea. So I panned at the tracks, came back at him on the camera, and it was one take as well. He walked off, stepped in the puddle in character. I thought he was not acting there. I thought it was mistakenly he went in it, and I kept going. I kept rolling. And when like that was still in character when he did this. It was after that he stopped, and then he thought, oh, how was that? That was a good take. That's a brilliant take. So we're coming up to the other part now. It's a longer video, so it's a bit of a speech. So I guess we can carry on. Let's go.
That means there's a fresh ghost. So let's go do this. Now, normally the beautiful areas is what misleads most people, because this is where the freakiest shit goes on. Isn't that right, Jeremiah? Okay, let's go. This way. Onward, Jeremiah. You know, Jeremiah, I'm thinking about inviting my brother to the team. I mean, he's busy with university and all that, but I feel like, well, everywhere. Well, I guess we'll talk about it later. Let's go finish this job. So, it has been raining, as you can see. That means this job, we better be paid extra. What do you think about the rain? Okay. I'm never doing that again, Jeremiah. Okay.
Okay, there's a lot, and I mean a lot to talk about, guys, so buckle up. So, yes, I haven't been to Hexthorpe in general in around a decade or more now. I used to live there when I was a bit younger with a family. Lived there in about 3 houses or 4 houses in Hexthorpe. I think got 3 houses in different locations throughout the Hexthorpe land area. And I used to always go to the Hexthorpe Park, and then the open area with all the scenery on, all the vegetation area and trees and stuff to climb and all that stuff, and it was really fun. But going back to the BMX area a bit further up from there, the high end, was an experience because again I haven't been there in so long. When I used to go there, I was younger, and it seemed to me naturally that the BMX track was a lot larger back then than I thought, but now going back there, yeah, it brings back a lot of memories, and not so good memories, but mostly good memories, and yeah, it's a lot smaller now that I'm older and a lot bigger than I was back then. It's a bit run down, it's losing its image a little bit, getting overgrown with maintenance not being there, the maintenance is not being kept to standard, so it's not looking recognisable enough, but it's enough to bring back those memories and such. So I filmed there, nice little revisit there, and yeah, it's he made use of the land. It's always good that you can use the scenery to its advantage, and that's the trouble with live action filmmaking, locations to film. We had this trouble in episode 2, and I'm sure you had trouble with all these projects that he's done outside and in the short films, because it's a big challenge. Where can we film? That is the main problem. The other issue is, distractions, and there are distractions that come in. We have to retake it. It's just the natural and workarounds really when doing this sort of stuff. And yeah, that take in the actual area itself, that was the second take, because people are walking by behind us and they weren't making so much noise, but I like to work when there's less people around, if not none, just to focus, get the scene done, try and perfect it, and then move on. But yeah, so fortunately though, it was a bit darker than I remember. When I actually filmed it, it was a lot lighter. Of course, if you're not aware of this series, and if you other short films that's created, it purposely puts a filter on, and alters the colour a little bit to make it its own new, unique DNA feel, like its own thing, own person and vibe. And the vibe's going with here. It's a little bit washed out, but not fully. It's more of a darker, more of a feel to it, and I like that. So it was more colourful in reality than it is on the final results. It's just going through the stages. So and yeah, so the bit where I'm panning down with the camera, that's basically Jeremiah, not filming, not realising that he's filming on that moment, and that was a bit behind the scenes within the episode itself, getting a bit of insight to the character of Spencer is playing. Spencer is playing a guy called Spencer, the investigator but we're getting now into the series where we hear things that we're not meant to hear, that will make sense later on in future episodes. So now we're getting into the good meat of the series. It's kicking off from episode 2. Episode 2 really kicked it off. Episode 1 was an introducement and to the characters. Obviously episode 1, Case 0, was the introduction of the whole thing. But now episode 3, 4 and beyond will carry what they have left behind, and it's getting a bit more with it. Legs are moving, it's becoming a bit faster now. So, and that was, I think, the 4th take we did. The first take I slipped because the big hill, it's a big hill on the start of the track, and we climbed up there. But the thing is, the mud wasn't even. It was misshapen mud and everything, so I slipped and a bit of it broke, and I nearly slipped down the hill with the camcorder. But I caught my edge. Did it again, but the scenery wasn't that great. I didn't get much greenery in it. I didn't get much of the grass, and I didn't zoom in enough when I went down the hill. So I did it again, and that was the one we used. So the sun came out as well, because that day it was like, sometimes in England you don't know whether the weather is going to be good or bad, and sometimes when it's raining and sunny, sometimes you get a rainbow, although sometimes it'd be really cloudy, and it was a cloudy day with a bit of sunshine shining through. So the weather didn't know what to do with itself, but when the sun came out, we took the advantage of the photography and took it to the next level with angles and whatnot. So the bit where he went to the puddle, I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming. Anything really. I only knew along the go, so I only know in the moment. And it was an experience. I thought, and he went, "Well, was that a good take? Was that a good take?" And I was like, "Brilliant!" But I went, "Oh yeah, well, you know, it's great. It's great." So, and then we move into the bit where he falls on the hill. He runs to the hills in the background, and I feel sorry for him because that took 5 tries to perfect. Because it was meant to like come into shot, go off a shot, go into shot, fall down, go off a shot. But sometimes I got him in the shot as we're coming back round, and it didn't feel right. So fortunately, he did it about 4 times to 5 times to perfect. But it was a lot of fun. And then after that, he did the little bit where he got the hair out the bag and took some of this. And I don't know if he needs that really. I think he would, obviously in real life, but he's just using it for the shot, you know, for the character. And there is a deeper meaning. There's a deeper meaning to that. But I'm not going to tell you just yet, if at all, because it's too early to feel anything from that just yet. But it'll be counted in future episodes to the character and where he's going and how the audience may feel for him in the future, depending. So, yeah, we're getting into some really good stuff now. So let's get this down.
So, after long walks and an entry, we have finally made it to the crime scene. Over that hill is where the crime happened. A brutal slaying, and we're gonna catch it on film for you today. Let's go, Jeremiah. There it is! Woo! Crime scene! So we are on the crime scene floors. I think right where we're standing is where the crime happened. Crime. Normally, the ghost doesn't like to...
Okay. Again, we've got a bit to unpack here. So now we're transitioned into the approaching the crime scene, and you would not believe how much bloopers are in that scene.
So, just over that hill, a brutal murder happened, and we are going to capture the crime scene on... So, just over that hill, Jeremiah, and audience, there was a... Okay. So, here live, just over that hill, a brutal murder of a teenage...
It's quite a lot. Some of it was my fault, because one take, he went okay like this, but then it wouldn't say anything. So I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it was funny because I could not stop laughing. And I think when he watched this bit where he went up the hill towards the hilltop, I think he had a bit of a laugh. That was me. behind the camera, but it wasn't the camera mic picking me up. It was his handheld mic. What he's done is really clever. I didn't see it coming, which I should have thought so, but he actually took the audio from his handheld mic in order to mute my own voice a bit more, because I was a bit away from him. So that's clever. Again, the crime tape, you know, we didn't know where to put it. We tried to just lay it on the ground in like a line, but it didn't connect to anything on the other side. It connected to the bushes, but there's nothing on this side to connect it, you know, so we did it on the actual bush itself. A few times we nearly got pricked by the thorns, but got around it. But it took a bit to get off though, because every time we tried to move the tape knot, the whole vine would move with it. It's like trying to dodge all the kind of attacking us in a way. Try to fight the bush to get it back. We got it back. We won in the end, so I have that thorn bush. And then I kept it. So for memory's sake, and I am gonna miss this. You know, I am gonna miss breaking these videos down, doing these episodes with him. But again, it's only the beginning, so there's a lot more coming. Not just within the series, but in other projects. So stay tuned. So, where this crime happened in the episode is the same location of where Jack's character out of the Shark Tooth was murdered as well. They're not connected, they're not the same story or the same universe, but it's the same location. It's like an Easter egg. It's like, oh, that's where that happened in that different short film. But he's not referring to that death as the death we're seeing here. This is a totally different story with a different death involved in this crime scene. But it's the same location. It's like a little Easter egg. I thought that was really cool to add in there, you know. He told me about that. I thought that's genius. So that's cool. Very cool. So, and also, I nearly fell down that hill. Maybe 3 times. So you had to catch him on the way down. Oh, catch me. Because my shoes didn't have much grip. So I was slipping down the hill a little bit. So I guess it would have been good if it was on camera if I fell down and stuff, but damage that camera, got to pay the price. So last bit, let's get it down and then break that down and see where we're at. Really, it's going really well, guys.
Stray far from its deathbed, so it should be around here somewhere. All we have to do is keep our eyes peeled and look. Jeremiah, get a zoom on that. Now this is why I do what I do, for you people. Found it. And that's another job well, ow, done. Come back for next case, and hopefully we make it out alive.
Oh my god. Guys, I had such a blast on that episode, man. And it was it was like a taste of a genuine, like, workmanship. You know, the genuine joy of working together on a project. This was a true taste of our chemistry on set, and it was brilliant. It was really lovely to go through. It was really nice and wonderful to experience that. And I couldn't have asked for a better time there. I really enjoyed my time. I really appreciate him giving me the opportunity to go and film that with him. It's really nice. And you know, we didn't know where to put the badge. If you don't know, so far in the episodes 0 from the introduction on case 0 all the way up to now to cage 3 and beyond. Well, I'm not too sure about beyond, but 1 to 3. In every episode there's like a little Easter egg at the end, so there's like a badge that you find, and that'd be introduced on the back of the backpack, somewhere on him. So it's like a little continuation to each one to connect them a bit more. In this one we put the patch in the tree, well, he put the patch in the tree, but on the way back to come to the camera, he I don't know where he went, but he stepped into like a thorn or something. I did that in episode 2. I put my hand in like a, do you know those like grass sort of nettles, like very small, but lots of thorns in it? I put my hand in that, and it was not nice. But I think I stepped in some thorns or nettles. This stayed in character, but I kept laughing. If you listen closer, you can hear me laughing. Unfortunately, even the camera mic picked it up, and the camera microphone was a new one, and it got it for episode 2, but it does cancel out most of the sounds. There was some like loud music in the background that you might hear. It's not too distracting, but it is noticeable. But they did stop in the end. It's just the challenges we have to overcome. It's a tough one, but yeah, he just walked off, and he was laughing as he walked off. I knew we were laughing. Yeah. I really hope you enjoyed this video, because I did. If you haven't checked episode 2, the breakdown and reaction video that I've done, please check it out. I talk about behind the scenes like this video and how it went and what challenges we had to go through, but it's brilliant. If you haven't already, please check out the full playlist of the Tuxdeo Cat Productions Boo-ond Spirts Series. And I'll see you soon. Until next time.